Do 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 do. Hey.
Good morning.
Hello. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm just glad that you can hear me now, and I don't sound like.
Yeah, otherwise there's going to be some nice crunchy audio this morning, everybody.
I still don't know what the heck that was about. That was weird.
I had to
Technology,
convince
man.
this man he had issues.
You were dealing with it. I'm dealing with it. Who knows, man? The Gremlins be out there.
Yeah, they do.
We don't even have the Lego set yet, and Gremlins be out there.
I forgot that was the thing.
I haven't. I'm salivating over that. I can't wait. That's a set that I hope that they do release like in that October, like between that October and December time, because it's a nice property that can span both, right? Halloween and Christmas stuff.
Amore on his live stream, he was doing Milano Monday, and he's like, dude, you got to get this set. And I'm like, man, my backlog, or rather my wish list, is big, thick, and juicy. I have enough on here already.
I forgot I had that set. That's how bad my backlog is. I was inputting another set that I had just got. We picked up the Mandrake at Costco the other day, and I love it when I go to Costco with my wife, because we always kind of like walk by the small little Lego aisle Costco has, and she's like, "Do you have that one?" And I'm like, "No." Put it in the cart. I was like, "I love you. You're the best." But as I was inputting it, I noticed it, and then all of a sudden, Monday after I was done, I see more with Milano Monday. I was like, oh, I have this set. I didn't have a lot of time to build with them, but it was a nice opportunity to test out the vertical streaming on YouTube, which eventually we're going to move this over to as well. So it'll be a combo main canvas, horizontal, whatever, normal stream, but then it'll also live stream simultaneously to the vertical shorts as well. So it'll be two streams going out at the same time. But I'm really excited about getting that done. Hopefully probably by next week, actually. I should have it ready to rock and roll. So
cool.
KO, I'm always nice to Brian. I mean, no, I'm a bully. That's not true. I'm not nice to Brian a lot. I'm mean. I'm mean to Brian.
There's a fine balance, I feel like, with me. Some people are either of the mind like, oh, let's not make fun of Brian, but then like, I got enough stuff going on that people are like, yeah, we could just bully him just a little bit, just to humble him a little bit.
Listen, you guys, it goes both ways. This streak goes both ways. I got a fantastic text from him last night. I just started laughing my tail off.
What did I send?
You sent me a text and you said, "Hey man, yes. killer YouTube video. Your thumbnails need work." And I was like, "You're right. I don't have the same thumbnail, expertise that Mr. Bricks O'Brien does." But I was like, how Brian of a thing to say. You know what I mean? It was so good.
Well, but like, am I gonna tell you, all you're doing, like, that's what you gotta do. You gotta encourage your people to, like, if you're gonna do the thing and whatever. Like, I would expect anybody with a reasonable opinion to call me on my stuff. Actually, people without a reasonable opinion call me on my stuff all the time. So, but no, it was a good video. I like the idea of, like, you're showing off all the spooky stuff, and I've just had experience doing thumbnail work, and it actually, like, only really the past 2 years have I really been like, actually, my other thumbnails suck, so I have to upgrade my thumbnails. What are other people doing? And whatever.
Yeah, and that's right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I haven't, because Twitch has been my life. I don't normally make thumbnails or whatever. So it hasn't been a need, but it'll grow, it'll evolve. But I've also worked in the TV and entertainment world for a while now. I'm used to people kicking my dog. I just laugh at it. Like, at this point, it's like, oh, okay, sure. That was the response too. It was just a laughing emoji. That was all.
Yes.
That was all. I didn't give him any more fuel to that fire. I was just like, okay. Some people can get really hurt by that. Like some people have a very thin skin when it comes to critiques and criticisms and stuff like that. But when you do stuff as long as he's done it, as long as I've done it, then you just okay. You just
and you know it, like, you know, it comes from a good place. Like I don't give anybody that feedback from like you suck and you should give up. Like I don't do that.
Actually, I would still like to hear that.
You don't want to hear that. But I think that's been something that's always been a challenge for me because, like, especially in this space, I'm very passionate about what I do, and I've been doing it for a while. And you know, like I want to have it. Like people tell me, you know, I want to do the thing, and then I'll hear people voice their grievances about it, and then not make enough changes toward, you know, bettering themselves, and they just kind of want to hear themselves talk, which is fine. But maybe that's the guy logic in me where I'm like, here's the solution, do the solution. It's like, no, I just want to, you know, I want to like help people do the thing, and whatever the thing is in life, not just this.
Dude,
but
anything that any creator does, if they are passionate about doing something creative, they are their own worst critic. Right?
Yeah.
They're going to beat themselves up over anything. No troll can make it worse than what they're doing to themselves.
Yeah. Mansplaining to Zach with more emphasis. I could.
But that's you know, that's just part of the game. If you're going to get into the game, you got to be prepared to play it, you know. That's what we do. But it was honestly a lot of fun. It was something that I've been talking about it for a while now. It's like I've been working on getting a setup that I wanted that was conducive to that style of video, and I finally, like, you know, between the construction and stuff down here and whatever setup, like I finally got it ready. And so yesterday was the day, and I was like, let's pull the trigger. Let's get this done. I kind of had it circled on my calendar for October 1st that we were going to put that video out. And like, that's what happened. It was fun. Really, really fun. Karen Day, good morning. Clipsy, good morning. Gary, good morning. A Skywalker, hello. Good to see everybody here today. We've got a fun, spooky little episode. I think it's going to have a lot of conversation, and this is going to be one of those ones that I'm going to be really looking at chat, not necessarily reading out your specific chats like we normally do, but like, you know, just kind of referencing what you guys say. So if you have things that you guys want to offer in on this conversation, please get into it today. But we're going to talk a lot about spooky Halloween sets and stuff, just kind of gearing up for October. And would love to get your opinions on sets that maybe you currently have in your backlog, stuff that you've seen. There could be, you know, stuff out there on Rebrickable or stuff out there on Bricker Builds for that matter. Like I've even got a little Bricker Builds Halloween pumpkin set that I picked up at Brick World that I'm really excited. Like that's going to be the first thing I build on Thursday. Is that I'm really excited about putting that together. It's got a little light kit in it and everything like that, so I'm really excited about that. I love Halloween, man. I'm jacked for it. I like fall. Fall's just my, you know, we love Christmas in this house, but it does get a little bit too, sometimes it can get a little bit too cold, a little too, you know, face hurt cold out there. So fall time, that Halloween time, man, that is the perfect time of year for me. Once Halloween hits, I don't know how many different times this has happened in the last 3 years. I think maybe twice in the last 3 years. No, shoot. Maybe in the last 5. It's been like 3 times in the last 5 years. We have gone trick-or-treating and it has started to either snow or sleet in the middle of trick-or-treat. Like at that point, fall is over as of October 31st, the night of October 31st. Fall is over. Welcome to winter. And so
do you get trick-or-treaters at your place?
Oh yeah, our neighborhood rocks. If you wanted to, you could fill up just, you know, what do you call it? Pillowcases full of candy if you wanted to.
It's just not the same around here, man. I remember my grandparents had their little neighborhood, and I would, go on weekends and all that. And for Halloween, it just like over the course of like 2 years, just dropped like a rock. So now I haven't seen like kids out in droves or like the Halloween vibe outside in like years. I don't know, something about here. Trunk or treating is a big thing. Apparently,
we do the trunk or treating at the kids' school, but we have, and I know we got to start the show, but we have not made it. We have not made it in the entire time that we've lived in this neighborhood. We've not made it through the entire neighborhood because the neighborhood is big enough, like that, and all of the houses participate, that we can't make it all the way through. And then there's several stops along the way where the adults. The houses provide some adult beverages for the parents. To warm you up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Look at this neighborhood Zach's living in, everybody.
Dude,
jeez.
It's people grill out guy. Like this neighborhood. Wow. People drive to this neighborhood to go trick-or-treating in this neighborhood. Like, it's legit. There's a couple of houses that have fun houses. Like they set up things in their garage, or like the kids walk through and get scared and whatever. Like, this neighborhood does Halloween right. It's pretty dope. Rather than Carmel, yes. I don't know what it's like in Carmel, Indiana, they give out full-size candy bars. That's the difference. We don't get the full-size candy bars in this neighborhood. Because we're not on the north side. The north
Millennium,
side.
I appreciate your spelling of neighborhood. I've never in my life seen somebody spell it neighborhood.
It's
like
the gym neighborhood. I'm gonna start the show. Yeah.
Mr. Bricks O'Brien is a little terrified of this spooky, scary Lego party.
Sorry.
Oh, there we go. Brian couldn't even hear the music because I forgot to route the music during all of our shenanigans of audio weirdness happening today. He's still very scared. Wait, your lights just changed to orange behind you.
Yes, because it's spooky season.
Oh, okay. Well, green. You had green earlier. I was like, green still kind of works too, but
that's what I noticed about like Disney villains. They all have that green evil aura. You ever realize that?
Oh yeah.
I wonder why. There must be some psychology behind that.
I mean, what is it? Marvel has done the same thing now with their like good magic, bad magic, right?
Yeah.
It's all they've got. There's something there that they've figured out that says this means this means that. But welcome in everybody to Z and B Live,
Unfiltered.
Sorry. I'm in a mood, man. It is October. I'm pumped. I love this time of year. I love this time of year.
I want to be pumped. I want to be amped. I am excited for fall. It has been a long summer. Normally, people are like, oh, summer's gone by so fast, but no, it's been a long summer.
You got a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, you got a lot going on, and you still do. You're not slowing down, which is, dude. You were gonna give yourself gray hair before you're 30.
So we will be putting out a show next week, but I will actually be away on business.
On location. So, he's going to be on location.
Not anything fun or where people can meet me, but we'll have to get a show out, record it this week to have it go out for next week. But it's all good. Happy October, everybody. Hope you're well. as they say. I'm not gonna be in the garage. No, unfortunately, can't be doing that.
That's a bummer. I miss the garage stream.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll happen again. I don't know,
because I feel like we just need to recreate it somehow, some way or another. You got to go find a garage, even if it's where like in your own neck of the woods. We got to go find a garage where we can just get a little tricycle and a lawn chair and just sit.
I mean, my grandparents have a garage, so I'm actually going to be taking a couch from them, so I could do a show from their garage when I'm getting the couch.
Don't tease me. Don't tease me now. Make it happen. If you're going to put that out there, we got to make it happen. Green screen.
Wow, look at that. What a professional.
We could do the green screen. That's true. We could just fake it. We could fake it. I like it. We have a lot of spooky, scary, Halloween-y type things that we need to talk about here, but we do have some quick hits that I want to get into out of the gate here in the intro, which is not, we don't normally do this unless we have like breaking news. None of this is like breaking news, but we would be remiss if we didn't mention these things to start off this particular episode. The topic on the tip of everybody's tongue right now, though, is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it has finally happened. As of October 1st, Twitch has a new category. Twitch actually has a couple new categories, but one of them being the Lego and brick building category. Over on the purple website. We were talking about it last
about how horrific that thumbnail logo is for the category. How
terrible.
Awful. It's so bad. And I think it was more being like, oh, well, is it AI generated? You know, how do you whatever? I don't know who made it. All I know is that they are not familiar with the Lego building system, because otherwise they would have known, you know, maybe we can do a different font. Maybe it could be, I don't know, centered or all aligned to the left, or Lego could be in all capital, maybe to avoid, you know, flack with the company. I think that, I think that Lego part of the category is going to change eventually, because I know two things. One, Lego is very protective of their name in general being used in context. Two, being very particular about it in the sense of having all capital letters for Lego as well, which I heard some people were very upset that it's not all capital LEGO. And to those people, I say, keep your mouth shut, take the W, and move on with your life to something more important than capital letters on a website that you don't control. So that's where I'm at on everything. I give it 5 business days until Lego is removed from that category.
It evolved in less than 2 hours. Like it had a different style to it, and then
someone forgot to add the Lego to the Lego plus brick building of the category.
So give it time. It's gonna happen. You know, and I hate knocking, because, you know, I don't know who did what and what their particular, like what they were instructed to do or whatever, but it does kind of look like a 12-year-old monkey drew it with its foot. So I don't know what's going on with it.
It's the font. Like, you could do, you know, it's clearly supposed to be like bricks, you know, a top-down view bricks on a base plate. That's fine. But the font choice of it was just not great. So maybe someone typed in Lego font and then tried to something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's been a long time coming. We all have a lot of opinions on it. I was responding to DMs from people yesterday, and they were split.
Nobody messaged me about it. Nobody cares about my opinion, Zach.
I'm not going to name names or anything like that, but the DMs I got were literally 50-50. I had people saying that they were unsure about it, about segmenting out that category too much. And I had people that were obviously really excited about it, and, you know, long time coming kind of thing. And I think regardless, I think it's a long time coming. Like, I think it's something that, you know, people, you know, were fighting hard for a really long time. I am going to need someone like Mr. More and More, or someone that's a little bit more savvy with overall Twitch and the goings on of it, because trying to find that category on the mobile app sucks. Like, you can't find it. And
it very well might be just because it's new. We have to give it a little time
to grow.
I was talking with somebody, I'll be curious to see what happens by the end of the year. I think it'll stay afloat, but the longer term effect of like, oh, is it actually going to bring in more people? Are we going to get to meet new and interesting people across other categories as easily now, or are people just going to really stick with Lego people? I'm curious to see how that plays out.
It's going to be a lot of topics of conversation for folks, and I think that's good. I think people need to be talking about it, and I want to see people talking about it. I know that this is the way so far that I've even have been kind of utilizing the category just as a viewer right now, as I've been going in, especially with people that are streaming in it that don't stream Lego on a regular basis, right? And I'm thanking them for using the category, right? I'm encouraging them to use it. And we've had people like Zach Bussey, put it out there. That helps. That's huge. I still think Twitch needs to get behind it. I think Twitch they've got a lot of new categories that they've released or announced over the last couple weeks now. I think they need to get behind it on their social media and start pushing this stuff out, not relying on third parties to do it. Who was it? The Brick Fan website put it on their website that it was out there. That kind of stuff is going to be huge. Like, if we can get Jay's Brick Blog to put it out there, if we can get Brick Fanatics to put it out, like, those are the people that need to be engaged with, saying, hey, this exists, let's get it out there, because that will help not only drive fans that haven't made their way over to Twitch yet, but kind of tell people that it exists if they've decided to look for streamers and stuff like that. It needs to be beyond just our own little circle of Lego streamers that are helping promote it, right? And going in, because that's where it becomes a silo. We're all we're doing is sharing amongst the streamers that are already know each other and whatever. That's where it needs to help put it out there. But it needs to start with Twitch. Twitch needs to get putting it on the carousel for a little. These new categories, get the new categories up on the carousel, right? Help promote these new categories, Twitch, by getting them up on the carousel. That would go a long way too. So it's out there. I've seen people respond to the tweets that have been out there, and I've already seen people, like I said, that haven't been using the category yet, using it, or I'm sorry, that don't stream Lego regularly are using it, and that's good. That's really good. So just keep encouraging people out there to keep using it. We're gonna become those actually people. We're gonna be like, actually, there's a Lego. Like, when we see people in the makers and crafters, we're gonna be those annoying buttheads. Actually, there's Lego and brick building category that you should be streaming from. Great. We're gonna be try not to be those people. Just encourage the people that are already in there by thanking them. I would strongly suggest against being the actually people. Yeah. But that's just my opinion.
Don't tell people what to do in that way. Yeah. And I think there's an argument that we can, move on from this and discuss another day. But it requires having people within the category uplifting and supporting each other, but then also, how do we introduce new people? Maybe it is by being in just chatting and then directing people to the community. Yeah. And it's easier now because it's not relegated to a Discord server or a specific curated team. It's literally anybody who streams to the thing. So it's easier to follow if you're just native to Twitch. Yeah. So there's an argument there too.
Like, I'm going to put it in my whatever you call it, a timer thing in a Streamlab or StreamerBot or whatever, and so it populates the link to the category. Go follow the category here, kind of thing. So again, streamers out there, that's what I would encourage you guys to do on your end to help kind of keep promoting and
then the conversation becomes, is the Discord / other initiatives regarding brick building in the community, is that necessary, or is that what we want to still, refer to?
I think that's fine, because there's still a Discord / streamer team available to that I think should be, and I think just needs to be looked at and continue to be moderated and whatnot, and make sure that the right people are getting into the community and getting into the team and everything. There's nothing wrong with having a central hub there that for communication purposes. I think
I agree.
I personally think that's fine. That, you know, what's in it again, we talked about it on that show, and apparently people are listening to our channel, including James Gunn, because it's officially confirmed now we are going to be getting Superman sets in 2025. So apparently James Gunn is a fan of ZMB Live and heard our pleas for we need more Superman. We need something in the DC Lego lineup other than just Batman. And sure enough, we're going to get it. They're going to be doing a massive push just on the toy front in general for the new Superman film coming out. And starting in 2025, we're going to be getting some Superman Lego sets. So stand by for that. Cannot wait to see what they come up with. And if there's going to be something there that really stands out. What I don't want it to see happen is the rushed Wonder Woman 84 kind of Lego. Like, I don't want to see that. I want to see something that is thoughtful and maybe what I love about Gunn is that he is diving deep into the overall comic side of everything as well. And what would be cool is if he helps spearhead and talk and work with Lego on getting stuff just even beyond the movie, but just DC Lego properties that kind of fill in the overall DC content. That would be really, really cool. And last thing we're going to hit in our intro here for some quick hits is the Bricklink Series 3 pre-orders are going to go on sale October 8th at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So if you are into, securing those Bricklink designer program sets pre-orders, don't forget, October 8th. 11 a.m. Eastern. Set your calendar. Lots of good stuff happens at 11 a.m. Eastern, including this show every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern time on Wednesdays. You can find us right here on YouTube. You can also find us over on the podcasting channels like Apple Podcast and Spotify. So do all the things, do all the YouTube-y things. If you've not yet liked this particular stream, go ahead and like that right now for our live audience. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not yet. Leave a comment. Do all those things. Now, Mr. Bricks O'Brien, it is time to start our journey through the spooky, scary Lego world that is Halloween. You a big Halloween fan?
I am, and just like with all these other holidays, I try to prepare for it ahead of time. And as you can see, I have no Halloween decorations up as of October 1st.
Yeah, but you're moving everything. Like, you've literally moved your entire setup, so you've been busy.
Yeah, there's that. And I also, now that we have obviously Halloween, American Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year, all within this 3-month period, right? Christmas kind of takes up November and December. We can allow Halloween to take up September and October. I just want to make that, put that out there for everybody. That is socially acceptable now.
Agreed.
So I should have really done it in September, but I knew I was going to move stuff around. So whatever.
You have to start in September now because you're already I'm a big Costco fan, right? I go to Costco. You go to Costco right now, and it's been this way for a couple weeks. You go to Costco, and you have one aisle dedicated now to Halloween decor, and already you've got Christmas trees up and Christmas decor. And so we've been securing Christmas decor for the last 2 weeks at Costco. It's just the world we live in right now, man. We can't wait for anything. It's the binge watching mentality, right? Like, we can't wait for anything. We can't wait for weekly episodes anymore. We just don't, we love short form content. It's just, I don't know. We're impatient these days or something. I don't know what it is. When this switch got flipped, I'm not sure how this happened, but everything needs to be now. And it's the same way with our holidays, and that's why Black Friday is no longer just on a Friday. It's literally the entire month of December. Of November. Like, it's crazy, what's going on there. So I love Halloween. I love fall. I love the temperatures we get in fall, at least in my neck of the woods. I love it. And I really, kind of got into the idea of what spooky sets, what fun Halloween themed sets and things like that are out there in the Lego world, what's currently available, what's no longer available, maybe what you can find on the secondary market, all that kind of stuff. So I thought it would be a fun opportunity for us to dive in and just take a quick, peek into our Lego brains about what we, think of when we think of Halloween time in the Lego sphere. So I'm going to throw it out to you first, as far as spooky sets that you could get right now, that you should go out and get right now. What are there any sets specifically in your mind that you're like, you got to go out and get these right now? Don't wait, don't hesitate, get these this season.
Well, I mean, I know you have this on your list, and it's one that I don't even have. Not yet, and hopefully sooner rather than later, but it is A Nightmare Before Christmas. I think if anything is going to exemplify Halloween and the holidays, plural, it's that set. And the amount of detail it has in it, the art style of the Lego is so cool, the way it's conveyed in that set. So I am all about that. I haven't really, honestly, been paying attention to a lot of the other spooky stuff. I think some of the best spooky stuff that's ever come out, ever, has already come out and is now on the verge of being remastered, hopefully one day. That's how long it's been that we've gotten some of that cool stuff. But I also really like that newer pumpkin that just came out. That little like $10, jack-o'-lantern. It's just like a nice desk charm sort of a thing that you could put on your desk to make you feel like you're in the spooky holiday without it being too overbearing. And then I guess, the Wednesday stuff technically qualifies too.
I think the Wednesday stuff is very timely. And I was having a conversation with another great streamer over on Twitch, the local brick shop, about this. I really like those Wednesday sets. That dormitory set and the Big Fig set, I'm a big fan of those. Like again, character and everything. It's just something about it that just really resonates with me. And I was a big fan of the show, which helps. And I'm excited about season 2, coming out. But I don't know. There was just something about seeing those sets. I don't even care if they're mini dolls. Like there was just something about those sets that really spoke to me. So I was a big fan of those. So yeah, I would throw the Wednesday sets in there, especially them being new. But the one, and I have it up here on our screen here live on YouTube, the one that I want to really push people to see if they can get their hands on ASAP, because it's going away. And it's that mini Disney Haunted Mansion set. It's already I don't know if they were considering it back ordered on Lego.com right now, or if it's just out of stock. It's not retired yet, but it will be soon. So if there was a Halloween type set that you were kind of looking to get, and you're going to see when we get to the retired sets why you need to make these purchases sooner rather than later. This is a set you should get. It's got a little exclusive minifig to go with it, which is kind of nice for these, miniature Disney sets. I think that's a great, feature to have. It's a cute build. It's got some, if you're a fan of the ride, it's got, fun Easter eggs inside of it. Don't rest on this set, and don't wait until it's gone. I feel like you're going to be sad when all of a sudden it's really hard to get, next year or something like that. So don't wait on this. If you happen to see it at a Lego store, pick it up. Go ahead and get it. It's relatively inexpensive. Go ahead and get it. I think it's a good set, especially for this holiday season.
I'd love to see a full-size Haunted Mansion one day.
Oh God, please.
I really would.
Please.
Either, if you want to duplicate it, you do Walt Disney World, up on the hill. Either of them would be really cool. I was actually just browsing the Halloween section of Lego's website. They're grasping at straws when they put the TIE Interceptor up there as a Halloween Lego set.
I saw that too.
So that's a little odd. One of my favorite Lego-y Halloween decoration items, and they have the small ones here, but if you can get the large one, are the minifig storage heads. Mm-hmm. And they have the skull, the jack-o'-lantern, I think a zombie, a mummy, a bunch of those. Those are very cool. And, a lot of the Lego sets are obviously $40, $50, $60, $100, right? But if you want to take up one of these, cubicle spots here, one of them for $25 does it. So it's a nice little like addition to your overall Lego backdrop, and like obviously a decapitated Lego head somewhere. Cool, you got a brains popping out of it, whatever. So.
Even the plushies, they do the plushies a lot with the Star Wars stuff and things like I think it's a kind of a missed opportunity for this holiday season not to have a Jack or Sally Lego plushie. Like that, to me, that just it coincides with the Nightmare Before Christmas set. It just feels like it would have been a good thing to also have this. I know I would have picked him up if Lego had given me, the ability to spend, whatever it is, $20 per plushie or whatever, to go along with that set. 100%, I would have snatched those up right away. So check those out too. You might find some different plushies from time to time, but I think that was the one that I kind of wished Lego had really kind of, gotten into. The other one on my list was the Ecto 1. It's still out there. It's still available. It's a fantastic car build. A lot of character to that car. It's iconic. It's iconic to the movie. It's iconic to our 80s childhood. It's a set that probably won't be around much longer. Don't wait. You're going to be sad when it's gone. And so
it's on my list, man. I have it on my list, but
yeah, it's you can, that's one of those ones that's fun to retrofit afterwards with a light kit and things. Like it screams the need for a light kit. Like just don't wait on some of these sets. You're gonna be sad when they're gone. So yes, Nightmare Before Christmas is available. It's out there. Hocus Pocus is available. It's out there. But like the mini Haunted Mansion and the Ecto 1, these things are not going to be around much longer. So do not wait on these. So Wednesday's going to be around for a while. Got time.
That's what you think.
Well, I guess that's true. That's a whole other question that we're going to get into here with our next topic of conversation, and that's the retired sets. Now, why Lego does not announce their retiring sets? They get these, you get these like insider information sheets and things like these are the sets that are set to retire from such and such source or whatever. Why doesn't Lego put this stuff out there? What is it that keeps them from announcing, hey, these sets are retiring at the end, just as a last push for the end of the year? Hey, these sets are retiring.
I don't think they necessarily need it from a financial standpoint because they already know they're coming out with these products launching in, whatever amount of days anyways. And I guess it could, typically when you announce something is going away, maybe there's a sale that accompanies it and they don't want to put a sale up. They just kind of want to leave it as a thing. I couldn't really give you a logical reason why. Maybe they already have too much going on with marketing that like marketing stuff going away is confusing messaging wise. Cause if they literally put out a statement for everything that was retiring at a specific date, you would be bombarded with information as an AFOL. And maybe they could communicate that to like the ambassadors and stuff. But like, yeah, to like moms and dads, no way. You're not gonna be able to communicate that stuff efficiently. And I think for most of those people, a lot of people walk into a Lego store during Christmas time and that's it. Where we are more tuned in on this stuff. We are the ones keeping track of this stuff. But for most people, I don't think they really know or care.
Now they do have a last chance kind of category, which kind of helps a little bit, right? And some of the some of the AFOLs out there, some of the Lego fans out there that are a little bit more sophisticated when it comes to what to look for, you start to read the writing on the wall when you start seeing things that are just flat out sold out that have been around for a while, or things that have those discounts applied to them. But really the last chance section is kind of the good list for them. But there are a lot of websites out there that kind of somehow they get this information and they're able to track it. So I guess keep up with that until Lego decides that it is a good idea to let people to let people know, or retiring soon or whatever, retiring at the end of the year kind of thing. I don't know. I just feel like, because I feel like I've seen those last chance sets in there for a while, and but you also can't take these lists completely 100% for their word
at all. Anytime these people, they claim to know one thing or another, I've seen lists while working at the Lego store and had them completely contradict what the rumor mill was going online. And Lego can change their mind at a moment's notice.
Right.
So I think
that UCS Falcon has been on that list several times.
Yeah, exactly. So I think you should prioritize the things that you want to buy within your budget and your lifestyle, and don't pay attention to any of that other noise. Like, you're always going to want to prioritize the stuff that is older, because they're always going to come out with new stuff, and they're going to be on shelves for at absolute bare minimum 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, you can't guarantee anything. So focus up, prioritize. Don't worry about that. Just don't bother.
Well, a set that is not, on store shelves anymore is this haunted house set, and that was the one with the, the elevator shaft that dropped, and you could hook it up via the power up system. So
I have it right here, actually.
Yeah, I see it in your background. I mean, I don't think the audience can see it. I can see it in your background next to the bugle up there.
There's a light kit and everything with it too.
Yeah, that's cool. I said it recently. This is one of those sets that I feel like should be at the centerpiece of any good, Halloween Lego thing. Now, these are sets that are currently retired, so you're going to be looking out, or having to go kind of to a secondary market kind of thing to snag a set like this. But are there any retired sets that stand out for you that you're like, man, if you could get your hand, this was a great build, this was unique, this was whatever. What is that retired set for you that people could be going out there and looking for?
Well, it's actually one that I've had, and then I traded away at some point down the line. Although this haunted house is like a theme park attraction, it's cool. That's actually, I'd consider the inferior one. There's a haunted house that came out in 2012 from Monster Fighters.
Oh, the Monster Fighter house. Yes.
That is an actual haunted house, not this pseudo Tower of Terror, almost fairground style set thing here.
You want some insider information?
Sure.
I have a line on one of those today.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah. And I was like really thinking about pulling the trigger on it.
Is it used or new?
It's used.
Have fun. But so that to me is the cool, like, if a kid, little Declan says, "Mommy, I want a haunted house Lego set." They're not pulling up the Haunted Mansion. They're not pulling up that thing, the theme park attraction. They're pulling up a freaking haunted house. All right. This is a haunted house. This is the only haunted house they've ever come out with that looks like this, that is that cool. I don't know. A haunted house should be like a mainstay of all Lego anything. That should just be on shelves. You do a different version of it once every 5 years, change it up architecturally, whatever. Why don't they have one on shelves now? I don't know. There's that. And although it performed like absolute, pun intended, dog water, I think having something about it would be helpful on store shelves today, or at least more recently, was Scooby-Doo. Having the Mystery Machine, all those minifigures, some of them, I think Velma goes for, $100 just by herself because she's only in one set. So stuff like that. And one of the top 5 minifigure series to ever come out is the Monsters series, where they had like all these characters and molds that now we've seen it kind of a little bit with Hidden Side. So in retrospect, we've gotten stuff since then, but like seeing like a werewolf and the Spider Queen and the little trick-or-treater devil kid and all, like, it's so cool, so unique. Like they haven't really come out with something like, especially not in minifigures since. And that was Lego's way of saying, hey, we know y'all love spooky stuff, so we'll do this. And we've gotten ghosts and stuff, but we haven't gotten that since. That's a little disappointing.
What's the hesitancy there then? What is it about? Like, what would Lego be waiting on to release that?
Maybe they're trying to tie it in with something else instead of doing something original. They tried with Hidden Side, and that flunked because the box art on it was not communicating the product effectively. And they have enough in their arsenal with like these 80s IP, like a Ghostbusters or a Disney's Haunted Mansion or something. There's enough in Luigi's Mansion, really. There's enough spooky stuff in their portfolio that they probably want to hone in on something. But I think there's merit to having an evergreen, spooky, original something that goes beyond just like a little gift with purchase you get at checkout. Like, have something cool. In a perfect world, this is what I would love, is you have every year you have your Christmas set, right? Every single, you can count on death, taxes, and a Christmas set coming out every year for Lego, right? So every year you could also add to the lineup a Halloween set, something $100 or less, add it to a Halloween village, something.
Right. Not just the little guys, right? But like an actual, yeah.
Yep. Candy shop. You have a residential house that could also be transformed into being a part of the Christmas set, right? And for years and years and years, they did it, and they stopped doing it, Zach. They did a fairground set every summer. Every May, they would come out with the Ferris wheel, the mixer, all these different things. So you could have an entire fairground scene accompanying in your village. And then you could have, your modular in the winter, right? Or in the top of the year, whatever. So you could have a seasonal set come out every single quarter for all these different things, and they just refuse to do it because they want to tie it into something else and make it a part of this intellectual property, and they all stink. So do something original, make it come out year after year, get people invested in it. Like, I'm not going to miss a Winter Village set because I have every single one of them, every single set, every single gift of purchase, every single thing. Do that for Halloween. And you're going to find people are way more invested in that, potentially even than the Christmas stuff.
I think they would. And plus it'd be a nice change of pace, right? Because you're starting to get to the point, especially with the Christmas stuff, you're starting to get to that point where it's like same song and dance, different year.
So I would have really loved, and they're not going to do it because I think strategically they don't want to go over $100. I think $100 is their cap on those sets, which I get.
It. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great set. Or it's
I want to see a really, really, really well done. I'm talking $200 North Pole with the full workshop. Give me the set on the side for $40-50 with all the reindeer, the full reindeer.
Oh,
right.
I know how they do that. They do it like the Harry Potter play castles. And you have elements that you buy
over the course of 3 years. You have different segments of Santa's workshop, and it makes a big thing.
Yeah. I mean, they have the blueprint in Harry Potter. All they got to do is just do that and apply it.
They have to make it a cohesive set in their own right. It can't just like the Harry Potter. It looks like here's a dislodged portion of this castle. And it looks stupid, but like you need to have like, oh, here's Santa's office, and it has like,
and not give us 17 different Santas. Or 17 Santa.
Right?
Like, we need, one set has Mrs. Claus, one set has Santa, or whatever, right?
And one has more of a focus on the reindeer with like Santa's sleigh repair, and it has like the whole thing where he's loading up the toys with this is such a good idea. Hire me for marketing. You can buy. This is such a good idea.
That's the thing, right? Like you know the designers have been out there thinking this stuff up. These designers are freaking smart, right? It's just who is it behind the scenes that's preventing these types of things from happening? Because you could do the same thing with Halloween too. Like you could have a Halloween series of sets that come out every single year that then translates into one larger, campus of, it's a graveyard that goes with your haunted house, that goes, with a spooky shack or something, right? Like, and it all creates like one big campus of Halloween stuff, and you do it for 3 years. I don't know. There's opportunity there for them to do it, but when it comes to retired sets, we do run into things like a Stranger Things theme, right? That is introduced in a very subtle way. Like you have this great house build. It's unique. It flips upside down, and then you get a brick head, and then that's it. That's it, right? So my question is, what are other sets that I feel like have been gone too soon, right? What are those other Stranger Things themes that are gone too soon? The Monster Fighter one is the one that popped up in my head. I'm sitting there going, oh my God, it's a celebration of the Universal monsters and all this. Bring that back. Give me that. Halloween Horror Nights at Universal is one of the most popular times to ever go to Universal. People love this type of stuff.
You know what kids also love is what's called mascot horror, which is Five Nights at Freddy's, Bendy and the Ink Machine, all these different characters that are, they could be cute and cuddly and whatever, but they are like these terrifying creatures. So kids are more invested now than ever in horror type stuff. Obviously, Lego isn't going to do like the bloody sharp teeth and they're not going to do that, but kids are into it. So there's really no reason to not have a spooky, recurring, original, don't tie it in with an application so you can get on people's phones and send them push notifications to buy stuff. Make something good and sustainable over a 5-year period instead. It's very challenging for Lego to do that. It's unbelievable.
So Scooby-Doo was the other one that popped into my head, right?
No, Scooby-Doo's old. You can't do it. You can't do it.
You don't think you can do? You don't think Scooby-Doo still resonates?
It's too old. You could do a like a $100 mystery machine that's like a MIDI scale, like the Cars kind of. You can't do a $200 one. But I mean, maybe you could and have it on shelves for like 2 years. But it includes all of the gang with the mystery machine. Mm-hmm. But I think it's just too old. Like if they can do a kit car, which they're gonna come out with that, right? That won, didn't it?
No.
Knight Rider did not win.
No, that is not. No, that's not. That's not in the current list of the retro whatever. But they're going to go through multiple series of those.
Right. Eventually, if they come out with a kit car, they can totally justify doing a mystery machine. And they've done the mystery machine before at $30 with like the little tree and Fred and shit. You gotta include everybody. You can't have this multiple sets, right? They're not going to tie it in with a current cartoon. This is for the elderly. Put it out there
and make it. That's fine. Make it an adult. Make it an 18 plus, whatever, right? But give us all of the characters. Where that's going to be the difference between, like what we saw with the Aston Martin or a potential kit car or whatever, where it's going to be one minifig, right? This has got a larger set of minifigs that are going to be collectible for people. I
still think it's really weird we didn't get the entire Ghostbusters crew with the Ecto one. I don't know why.
It's disgusting. And I've said this on this show. I walked away going, well, it's because they're planning to do the Firehouse with the new movie. And that's when you bring, it wouldn't be the original Ghostbusters. It would be the older versions of those characters from the film, but they were prominent in the new film. They had, you would have had the new characters in that new film. So it would have been a nice like minifig, collection to have with a new Firehouse. And maybe maybe they got an early look at the film and they went, no, I don't know. I don't really know why they didn't do a new Firehouse and didn't.
I don't know if they could pull off another, and now that I'm thinking about it, another $354 or $500 Firehouse. What they could have done was do a mini one like the Haunted Castle, do something like that. Oh, I'm sorry. No, like Haunted Mansion, something like that. Mm-hmm. But even then they didn't do that. So I don't know.
I think the Haunted Mansion is an eventuality. Like I think we're going to get it. It's just a matter of when. They've done the castles, right? The only other castle they can do now is to go back and do a big version of the Disneyland castle, right? Like that's the one. But then at that point, it's like, okay, are we just rinsing and repeating here? The next thing that you could really, really do, and I think would have a lot of value added to it, is a Haunted Mansion big.
And you can turn the crank and all the cars go through it.
Move, and then because there's so many different scenes that you could create in that. It's the perfect dark ride because it's got a great exterior. And I'm talking about doing the Disneyland one, that New Orleans style house, right? it's got a great exterior. It's got a memorable exterior. And then the interior is full of those little rooms and scenes that you could populate. And yes, it's going to be sticker heavy and whatever, but you're going to have these amazing opportunities throughout. I just feel like it's a slam dunk to bring that in. But yeah, it was kind of random. I was checking a Facebook Marketplace, and there was a person that had a giant lot of it was a lot of blocks and sets, also like completed sets and separated into bags, and then other things, and a big bag of minifigs and whatnot. And included in the completed sets was that Monster Fighter house. And I was like, oh my God, because I've been staring at it now for 2 days, in preparation for this show. I was like, no, that's the haunted house I want. Is the haunted house that's behind you that I currently have. Yes, that's really, really cool, theme park attraction type, whatever. That's the haunted house I want, is that one. It's enclosed and everything. It's got character on the outside. It's got character on the inside. It's got great figures to go with it. Like, that's the one I want. And so it was like almost, I don't know, fate that I saw it. It was like, it's available. It's literally down the road from me. And I'm like, I can go look at it and I can go check all the pieces.
Is it obscenely expensive?
It was for the whole thing, which was, it's a huge lot, for $300.
I mean, that castle alone goes for $4 on Bricklink.
Exactly.
So
that's where I went like, huh?
You should have already done it. I'm surprised somebody else hasn't.
I would have had to have canceled the show.
I mean, you could have.
It's probably going to be gone before I ever get a chance to go look at it, which is going to be unfortunate. But hey, who knows?
C'est la vie.
What's that?
I said c'est la vie.
Yeah. If it's meant to be, it will be. What are some sets that should be made? What are some haunted sets that haunt our dreams? We sit and think about, we lose sleep over and say, my God, they need to make these sets. Obviously, we had a Dimensions Beetlejuice figure with the small little micro build of the sandworm and all that stuff. Is that a line that we would like to see with the Dietz's house and everything? I feel like I would love to see that once again in that doll style house where you can open it up and you can have, with the character that they showed with the burrow. I feel like you could apply that same type of character design to the Dietz's house. What do you think?
Beetlejuice, I actually haven't seen any of them, so I can't comment on it really at all. I got nothing. I know. We talked about Scooby-Doo. They can't do any of the classic horror stuff like Saw or Freddy and Jason and all that. You can't do any of that. So I don't.
You know what was like running through my head outside of Beetlejuice was obviously the one that pops in because it's current, right? But the one that I said, and I was like, they need to do a whole line of these, is the Brothers Grimm. You could do really cool stuff. Hansel and Gretel. And all of a sudden the rest of them just left my brain. But you get my point. Like, you could do like a line, you could do a series, you could do a theme from the Brothers Grimm. And you could even have representation of them in the sets and stuff like that as well. But that would be really cool. As a theme, as a line that they could create and make and cross a bunch of different style where it doesn't feel the same, right? And you could even do that as your Halloween yearly theme, right? And give us $100 set, a $99 USD set from the Brothers Grimm line. And that's, this year we get this one, this next year we get that one, whatever, and do a 3 to 4 year run of even those. That would be super dope.
Yeah. You could do like dioramas of each of the classic Universal monsters. So Dracula, Frankenstein, Invisible Man, stuff like that. And they don't need to be $100 sets. They can be, $30. You add one, maybe they come out with a couple every single year, whatever. I stand by my having an annual evergreen original Halloween theme. You have whimsical Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween level of like fun Halloween sets that can kind of exist alongside a Winter Village theme. So like I'm envisioning like a whole lineup. Like you have, you know, a residential house one year. Next year there's like the candy store, right, that you can go into where they're handing out candy. Like just trying to recapture that magic of like what you think of with Halloween. You have maybe a facade where it's a house with a farmer's porch, and there's somebody on the porch trying to scare the kids as he's sitting in this like rocking chair, right? And you could really do something cool like that, and then easily migrate that into like a Christmas thing. That would be like the level of fun I want out of a Halloween thing. That just something original, something cool.
Mm-hmm. Not another booze castle is what you're telling me.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, ideally in a perfect world, if we have to shoehorn Mario into it, Luigi's Mansion is Nintendo's spooky thing, one of their the whimsical spooky thing. And when I heard wind of like a Luigi's Mansion thing, I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be great. And obviously we got the play stuff, which is fine, but if you've ever played the first game, there's a big, you know, literally it's a rectangular mansion that has a face on the front, and you could literally crack it open and it has all these different rooms. The whole game you could beat in like 90 minutes because it takes place just in that one mansion. So I would love something like that original from Nintendo. That seems like that's like the post Peach's Castle D2C Mario set they would come out with minifigures. So basically it's never going to happen. But that is what I would love to see from them.
What is it that you don't want to see? We've gotten our fair share of what we call cursed sets from Lego. We all, you know, we especially recently, right? We like to talk about how cursed Chewbacca looked, or how cursed Rocket the Raccoon looked. Some people even called the little Dobby set cursed. What are some cursed sets in your mind that we've seen over the years?
I mean, Galador is obviously one of them, trying to do something different, do something out of the box, and that didn't really resonate.
Explain Galador for people that may not.
Galador was Lego's answer to action figures at a time where they kind of saw this dip in the general Lego system, so they tried to do something a bit more, I don't know, playing into this older teen demographic. And it was like this kind of prelude, or it happened around the same time. No, prelude to Bionicle, which was kind of their answer to that. Something that was more, I guess, collectible across a lineup and had like a story to it. So that was really Lego's first time trying to like make an intellectual property. They had a show for it, McDonald's toys and all this stuff that goes with it. So that was definitely one of them. I have generally stayed away from like the cursed stuff. The Porg comes to mind from Last Jedi, or whatever that is. That the movie it's called, Last Jedi?
Porg.
I hate the Porg with all my heart. I despise it. So that's one of them for sure. It's gross looking. Hate those things. So
because Lego hit, you know, what was it? Bionicle and Galador. That kind of came about because, you know, they hit some rough times there in like 2000 or right before right before they got Star Wars, right? Like they hit a really rough patch. And
they were on the verge of bankruptcy, and then Bionicle saved the company, which is what all Bionicle fans bring up and remind people of when people start to look not too fondly on Bionicle. So I have been ripped apart many a times by the Bionicle people because of it. So
help me out with the pronunciation. It was Scalia? Scala. Okay. So I had no idea that this theme existed. And basically, like you said, that Galador was Lego's answer to action figures. Scala was Lego's version to Barbie, or answer to Barbie, which I had no idea that this existed. No clue. Ran from 79 through 1980, and then again from 1990. They brought this sucker back, Brian, from 1997 until 2001. What in God's God green earth am I looking at here on our screen? What is this?
You gotta try something new, man. You never know until you try, right? That's what it is.
But like, obviously this is Lego, but does it even fit into any kind? Lego has always been about everything fits into their system, right? Duplo, mini dolls, freaking Galador. Like, how did this fit into the Lego system? This seemed like such a huge departure. Did Lego pieces connect to this stuff?
I have no idea. I couldn't even tell you. I mean, like I said, maybe Lego would have been. They started as a wooden toy company, like Nintendo started as a card playing company. Maybe Lego, they thought in the 30 years ago, 40 years ago, they thought, well, this brick thing is going to work out. Let's try this. And then they tried it and it didn't work. So I think it's just one of those.
What was it? I mean, I can obviously look at this and say, this is a ploy to bring in the female market, right? They wanted to say, okay, we're not just a kid boys company, but we can be a kid girls company as well. Which, I mean, a lot of people kind of talk about the mini dolls in that same vein, right? Like it's geared towards trying to bring in that female audience as opposed to just the boy audience. Is that a misstep on Lego's part to try to separate and say that? Because I mean, the same thing is happening with the mini dolls today.
I mean, I think that's a bigger conversation. What any company I feel like focuses on is, does it resonate with the people it's intended to? Ergo, does it make money? And if it makes money and they're finding it works, then they're going to keep doing it. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with trying to like cater to one, specific type of person over another, as long as it's within their guidelines of like, is this morally, they're not going to do war stuff, but like catering something to, younger girls to get involved with Lego, it's fine, right? I don't.
Unless it looks like this.
Yeah, unless it looks like that. And as long as it meshes with everything. I mean, I think mini dolls is kind of like you had to go through the ugly phase to get to where it is today. So you're having, mini dolls that even if you don't like them, they fit with everything else. All of the sets that these mini dolls come out with, they fit with all the regular Lego, and admittedly, some of them are even cooler than general Lego sets you get with the colors and the level of detail you get with them. So I don't
knock those friend sets, man. Those friend sets are some of those friend sets are dope.
No, and of all of the girl catered themes, elves is one of the most original themes they ever came out with, and one of the most highly sought after, because I think also dragons and mystical realms is a recurring theme they should have. They have that kind of with dreams now, but people love elves because of all those cool dragons and stuff. So I don't have any, but it's not for me, but that's fine.
We successfully went through an entire show and did not once mention spider sets, and I did that on purpose. I was not about to go grab a any kind of Harry Potter set that had creepy crawlies and whatnot and find a picture of those to put in our lineup today. So that was on purpose. But trust me, there are plenty of those creepy crawly sets still out there.
All the Aragog sets.
Right. Yeah. I actually had somebody send one of those to me, and I opened the box, and I opened up the box out of my P.O. box, and I pulled the paper away, and then there's that giant Aragog picture right on top of the box, and I literally threw the box across the room.
You have arachnophobia?
Massive arachnophobia.
Wow.
I will not, though, and the wife knows this. Like, if there is a spider in the house, she has to kill it, or she runs the risk of me burning the house down.
So you've unfortunately made a mistake, Zach. You told people that, and you put it out here publicly. You should not have done that. I have something like that I've not told anybody. Only a couple people know mine, but
yeah,
it's not.
It was already public knowledge. Like I've publicly said, like, I won't go to Australia and things like that. Like, first of all, Australia goes beyond the giant arachnids they have there, right? The huntsman spider is one thing. Everything in Australia is trying to kill you. Like, you want to talk about the scariest place on earth? Australia is the scariest place on earth.
You don't want to box a kangaroo? I kind of want to. That'd be fun.
Exactly. Kangaroos are trying to kill you. The fish are trying to kill you. The spiders are trying to kill. Everything in Australia is trying to kill them. Them Aussies, man, they're just built different. They just, you know, from toddlerhood, they play with giant spiders like it's, you know, a chew toy or something. I don't even know what's going on. It's crazy over there. Crazy over there. Mr. Bricks O'Brien, thank you for a fantastic conversation about spooky, scary Lego here during the month of. What are you going to be building this month? Anything for spooky wise?
What am I building? Nothing, dude. I ain't gonna listen. I got
some more. Bricker builds boob sets or anything like that you're gonna be putting.
I already have Boo. Yeah, I got nothing. Maybe after my little trip that I go on, I'll have something. But nah, we gotta get more Pro Gamers Guidebooks out the door. We gotta we gotta meow it out.
So, just so I'm clear, the set that you would like to be building this Halloween season would be Nightmare Before Christmas, correct?
If we're specifically going with spooky stuff, yes. That is the one. That is the only spooky set on my wish list. I guess another one is the Shrieking Shack and the Whomping Willow from Harry Potter. That one, but that's that's on its way out. I also have King Boo's Haunted Mansion from Mario, so I guess that counts too. The big one is Nightmare Before Christmas. Yes, it is.
Well, you do have a chance to win that over on my channel, just so you know.
Wow, look at that. Look at that promo right there.
Little plug. I am giving away a Nightmare Before Christmas set during the month of October, where you can head over to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ZachMRutledge, and earn all your points for those tickets for that giveaway. So shameless plug there. Mr. Bricks O'Brien, you can also find him over on twitch.tv/BricksO'Brien and all across the interwebs for that matter. Dude, thank you so much for another absolute fantastic show, all spooky and scary and all the great vibes here for Halloween. Thank you so much. Find him all over the internet, Bricks O'Brien, and find me all over the internet at Zach M. Rutledge. Thank you so much, everybody. We appreciate you all. Don't forget to do all those YouTube things, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the link out to the YouTube channel. That would be huge and helpful. I would really, really appreciate it. Until next week, next Wednesday at 11 a.m. We'll catch you guys later. Bye.